Hi my faves, welcome to another cooking video. Today we are making this southern Nigerian staple soup called Afang. Afang originates from the Ibibio people from Akwa Ibom, and I'm in love with this soup. Let's get right into cooking. This is method one. There's so many ways how you can make Afang soup, so I'm going to be showing you all the different methods, but let's get right started with this method one. Today we're using beef, we're using shaki, and then we're going to be using some pomor and snails for the proteins in the soup. We're also going to be using some dried catfish. Here I have my dried prawn heads, not to be wasted, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Is really flavorful. We're also going to be using some crayfish, palm oil, some pepper, onions. This is the afang that has already been blended with crayfish, and we're also going to be using some Cameroon pepper, some of course not all of this seasoning cubes, but some of it. And then over there I have my frozen water leaf, which is going to make the leaf vegetable part of this soup. Please, for everybody who says they don't necessarily use onions in soup, or onions is not meant for soup, I'm not of that category. I put onions in every single thing that I make, and you should too. It doesn't kill the taste of your soup. Okay, this was me just seasoning my beef, and I decided to cook the beef and shaki first because the shaki wasn't as tender as I wanted it to be, and I was only going to be cooking this for just until the meat was about 50% done, and then I added my snails and my pomor to cook for say another 15 minutes thereabouts. Like I said, this afang soup is popular with the Akwa Ibom people of Nigeria, but different people have come up with like different methods, and there's always one authentic way to make it. But I figure that you can make this soup in different ways and using different methods, and you will still achieve the exact same thing. Taste may differ, but it's never really that far off. Here my meat was done, and I'd taken them out of the pot, and in the same pot I put my frozen water leaf. You could use fresh water leaf, but because I always buy things in bulk, I always have things in my freezer. So I was just going to put this in the pot and leave it to boil, or leave it to cook down until it had defrost and then it was brown. I tried to get to this brown stage just so that your soup actually lasts longer than you want it to, especially if you're going to be leaving it out. Once that's brown and all the juice from the water leaf has come out, then you can go in with your meat and the meat stock, and then add your tomato and pepper mix, and then you put in your onions. It's not, the tomatoes and pepper is very optional, but I see that it gives it another kick and elevation to the soup, and my best friend's mom actually taught me to include tomatoes and pepper. So please try it out and let me know what you think. I'd just also added my okporo. Okporo is dried crayfish, and very popular in Port Harcourt as well. And then I'd put in my normal blended crayfish. I was just adding my seasoning powder here, and then some palm oil. This soup eats up a lot of palm oil, so if you're on a weight loss journey or just on a diet, and you can reduce the palm oil. But if you really want to get the taste the way the Akwa Ibom people get it, then you must be willing to put palm oil, and at different stages, which I will be showing you. I left this to cook for about 5 minutes, and then I came to add 2 seasoning cubes into the pot and just gave this a good stir. Taste for salt at this point, because you've added the meat stock and all of that, you don't really need that much salt or seasoning. After that, I added my afang leaf. This was blended for me in the market with some crayfish. After which I went in with my stockfish and my dried catfish. Of course, I spotted the bone and had to pick it out. This was the blended crayfish head that I showed you in the beginning. And you can see after blending it, it really just comes out like regular crayfish, except that this one even has like more flavor to it. So please don't ever throw away your crayfish head, especially if you're using the big ones, also called oporo. Give this a good stir and then be ready to add your second batch of palm oil. See, to be honest, some people even go as much as adding 3 batches of palm oil, but I'm good with 2, and I think you should be good with 2 as well, unless you want to go extreme. But I added that, and then I just covered and allowed to cook for another 7 minutes, and my soup was done really at this point. Oh, my faves, I've got great news. In the month of December, we're going to be having our first live. As you can see in the poster that just popped up, mark the dates. It's December 15th. I would definitely put more about it in my community post, so please check that out. At this point, people would add the third, batch of palm oil just so that it can come out looking really rich, but you don't need it really. You can skip that part or add it if you want. And then I served this with some poundo yam, and it was really, really yummy. Would you be trying this out? Method 2 coming soon. Thank you for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.